From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big midday here on LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we go over the breaking news as the Senate now has your recon. The House passed that incredible recon, and the senators will put more checks into this recon on top of the $15,000 currently in this incredible recon from the House. But don't time to wait for that recon to pass, because guess what? Third stimulus is paying out money right now. $45,000 in checks in this incredible third stimulus. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid today in this recording. Then we turn back over to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest debt that can be forgiven across the board. Whose debts? I have the latest details in this recording. Then we turn to the excitement of fifth stimulus, and fifth stimulus heating up across the board. You need that COLA raise because fifth stimulus is right behind it, and those details covered in this recording. Then we turn to the excitement that everyone's been talking about, the talk of the land, the look of the look, the fashion of the fashion. It's frame wars heating up under fifth stimulus and fourth stimulus. Oh boy, what an exciting day it is. We have all this breaking news directly live from Santa Monica. I'm feeling great. How you doing? Are you looking good? I think you're looking good. We're all looking good because money makes you look good. And I'm going to show you how to get that money in this recording. It's third stimulus, it's fourth stimulus, it's fifth stimulus, and it starts right here, direct and live from Santa Monica, California, on a big, bold, beautiful day, and it starts at noontime. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's a big day here at noontime with your recon passing the House of Representatives off to the Senate. We go where the senators are going to add more checks into that recon. But so far, there's $15,000 of checks in that recon before they add in other items, including MSCs. Then we turn to the exciting details of that third stimulus money that's still being paid out, $45,000 of it. You can get it in this recording. I'm going to show you how. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. And then fifth stimulus plus frame wars. Do they see eye to eye? Of course not. It's over their frames. They never do. Those incredible details coming up at noontime. And I'm excited you're here. I'm live with you. And there are those waves. Look at that waves. It's like a smoke of surf. And it's noontime. And subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 2,000-3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is the 1 o'clock afternoon show. This video will automatically take you there. Then the brand new afternoon show at 3 o'clock. And then the new evenings at 5. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Let's go over what we're going to cover in this recording. We're going to go over the breaking news as the Senate now has that recon. And more senators saying they're putting in an MSC. More senators saying we have a lot to add to that recon. We're going to go over all these clusters of checks that pay on average $15,000, then turn over to how to pay your bills today with third stimulus, because third stimulus is still paying out. And here we go. Let's start with this incredible fourth stimulus recon that has on average $15,000 of checks for you in there. It's huge. And there's 3 clusters of checks, 2 add-ons. We're going to start with the first cluster, starting right now. Hazard pay got in there, and also the $4,000 of elder care across the board. They got that CTC, the child tax credit, one more year, $3,600, and they got the Pell Grant $550 checks. Plus, they got the free money to repair your home in a low-income community. And finally, they got the $12,500 for the purchase price of your first home. Wow. There you go. And not $12,500 for the purchase of your electric vehicle. There you go. The first add-on comes from Maxine Waters, and that's the money for the purchase of your first home. Wow. Is it free money? It is. Is it for a first home? It is. Is it $25,000? It's probably a little bit less. She wanted $25,000, but that number's getting reduced a little bit. It's huge. How do you get this money? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. I have all the details for you. Then let's go to the second cluster of checks. Here we go. We got in there home repairs and paid leave. That home repairs and paid leave, wow. Household tax credit got in there, paid leave, pre-kindergarten. And then they got in there home repairs, in this case, weatherizing your home. You know, it's good to weatherize your home. It's the holiday season. It's Thanksgiving. In-laws are coming over. Also maybe coming over that one in-law that doesn't zip it, just wants to talk for 8 hours nonstop. You know, he thinks it's his house. It's not. You're not the leader of the house anymore. Sorry, I'm referring to Kevin McCarthy. But anyway, let's go to the second add-on of checks. And that second add-on of checks is wonderful. It comes from the wonderful Bob Casey. He got in there. It's $250 billion. No, it's a little bit less for the free home health care. He wanted this number. He got a little bit less. It's for the free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. How do you get it? It's coming up only in this video. Stay with me. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. Here we go. We got in there money for seniors and also free internet, free school meals for all. We got in there cheaper prescription medication. We got in there immigration reform, farmers, also free internet, also the money for the workers, and then finally the money for Medicare expansion, which is really sort of tees us up for what's coming up in a second. Why is this important? The House bill got in there 2 provisions for this, but the senators are adding 3 others on top of that. They got in there so far hearing and the Medicaid gap states. Then they're adding dental, vision, and also the lowering eligibility age of Medicare. Which brings us to MSC. The great news is that 3 viewers reaching out to 3 different senators last week all got the same message. They're still putting in that MSC, multiple IRS stimulus check. And their message has been the same for several months. It's the 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. Casey, Coons, Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden. The great news is they're still saying they're putting it in there. Remember, the senators say it's a good bill, but there's a lot missing, and they have a lot to add in there. And the great news is that they're continuing to add in there the push for that MSC. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months is what they represent. They also represent the same eligibility as third stimulus. Single individual, $75,000, you would get it under third stimulus. Married couple got a third stimulus check, double it, $150,000 or less. Quadruple it if family of 4, and if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, real-world benefits. What's important to understand is that the legislators are the source, not broadcast media. If you're going to a search engine, if you're going to the local newspaper, no, that's not the source. The source is the legislators. And thousands of viewers have called the legislators and continue to call the legislators and advocate for the inclusion. And those senators say it's going in there. But you and I do reality on this channel. We don't do fiction. And the reality is you have bills to pay this week. And there is nothing going out for 4 stimulus this week. So how do you get your bills paid this week? With third stimulus. And viewers got thousands of dollars last week from third stimulus. And I'm going to show you how this week to get thousands of dollars in your hand right today from third stimulus. You can do this. I have faith in you because thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers have done it over the last year. And that third stimulus is still paying up that money. How do you do it? It's coming up in the second half of this video. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be turning to the 5th stimulus raise in January. But we're also going to be turning back to this 4th stimulus recon. How to get these checks? What are these other checks the senators are going to add into there on top of the $15,000 of checks that are already in there? And of course, we'll be looking at frameworks. The heat is on. And what is going to happen in that reunion episode? Those details and more. A preview of Holidays LALATE, which is coming into this channel as early as tomorrow in this time slot. Those details and more. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds and continuing the big noontime broadcast.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now from Santa Monica on the second half. Here we go. The House of Representatives passed your incredible recon, and we now land the Senate. But what is the Senate adding in there? Lots of checks on top of the $15,000 of checks that are currently in this recon. We're going to go over how to get this money and also how to get your bills paid this week under third stimulus. Lots of money. Student loan debt forgiveness. I saw Art Sullivan during the commercial break talking about it. Yes, this is what the Democrats should take, but it won't be the end of it. They can start with this one. This stimulus heat up across the board. And then we look to frame wars. It's a big, bold, beautiful afternoon. I'm feeling great. I'm looking great. You look beautiful. I love that new hairstyle you got. Your hairstyle looks beautiful today. Where did you get your hair done? San Francisco Hairstyles? I hope not. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is the 1 o'clock afternoon's LA show. This video will automatically take you there. Then the new 3 o'clock afternoon LA show, brand new, and then the 5 o'clock. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. And here we go to the exciting second half. The President of the United States has a done recon out of the House of Representatives, off to the Senate. And one thing you learned over the last week is that the senators have a lot to add to this recon. They said, send on over, send it on over. We're adding a lot of stuff through there. So far, the recon has lots of checks in there, but they want to add a lot on top of that. So what are the checks that are in this recon? Get that pen and paper ready, because we're going to go over those 4 stimulus recon checks starting right now. It starts with the incredible items of paid leave, which pays a lot. It is $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year, $800 a week if you make $35,000 or less or more per year, and then $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? 4 weeks per year. Well, that is a lot of money. Yes, on the high end, it is about $5,000 to $6,000. So this is a lot of money. Now, who's eligible for? Everyone. All income levels, all worker levels, W-2 1099s. And what is this for? You have to stay home from work due to illness, death, or pregnancy or birth in the family, not COVID related. Now, what's great about this is it qualifies for almost everyone who has that large household. For example, let's say you're retired, but you live with your son or daughter. They take you to the doctor once a week. They take off for work. Yes, they'll get the check for you on behalf, or for themselves, on behalf of the entire family for taking off from work. There you go. The second provision they added to this incredible recon is SALT, and that SALT is huge. You now be able to deduct $72,500 of what you pay in state and local taxes, which is higher than the $10,000 Republican cap under the 2017 tax overhaul. Huge. $72,500 you will be able to deduct on that federal tax return. They got $40 billion of job training into this recon, which is very important when we turn to fifth stimulus, because fifth stimulus will allow you to get back to work even part-time if you're retired and still get your retirement checks. Then they got in there one provision people are always asking me about, the insurance. People want cheap insurance. They got it in there. This is the Medicaid gap fix. There are 12 holdout states, Republican states, that refuse to pay for Obamacare. So those 12 holdout states are doing a workaround plan under the recon that will provide subsidized private insurance to low-income, uninsured people in those states. Wow, great, great, great. Which brings us to the best provision of this recon. It's $150 billion of the housing aid. And that money is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, home repairs, low-income community, weatherize your home, and first-time home purchases. Do the first items sound familiar? They do. They are third stimulus. And that third stimulus is repeated on a fourth stimulus. But you don't have to wait for a fourth stimulus. You can get it right now under third stimulus. And here we go. How do you get this money? Get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to show you right now how to pay your bills. Lots of bills right now. And let me start with some big success stories. If you have a success story, send it to me on private message on social media. Here we go. Jay Grant, this last 7 days, got over nearly $5,000. He got $4,800 for rent, and he says it's going to help pay a portion also of our bills to the end of the year. And we couldn't have done it without your support, LA. So thank you so much, LA. And I speak for all of us. We love you, LA. Purple Power. Very, very kind. Thank you, Jay Graham. Scarpy got Snap. Melissa Justice got a lot of money. She got It's almost $8,000. She got $4,000 of past due rent, $3,000 of future rent, $1,500 electric bill, and some credits as well. Great job. She got multiple items, like I tell you to do. And Larica got multiple items as well, including she also got free holiday meals. So get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to show you how to get this money. First, you qualify. Single or married. Children, no children. Red state, blue state. Behind on bills, not behind on bills. Old, young, you qualify. Next, we're going to start with the rent. So get that pen and paper ready. The rent is a lot of money. I'm going to show you for the first time at noontime how to do it and how not to do it. Because I have seen some people say they did the wrong, show me what they did. It was the wrong way. And then they say, I didn't get anything. I said, because you did it the wrong way. So here we go. Here's the right way to do it. Here are the numbers that viewers got 3 months ago, $20,000 to $30,000, but the numbers are going higher. Viewers are typically getting $40,000 of rent. Why? Because there's a lot more rent available. Number two, they're getting multiple sums of money. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. All right. Where do you get the rent from? Here are the 6 places. Write them down. If you're a member of this channel, you get in the newsletter, which comes out nightly. The 6 places you reach out to are City Hall, City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, and State Housing Authority. And the keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. Here's the right way you do it. You apply to all 6. You do not, and you keep on applying to all 6. You get applications on file everywhere. You get applications on file concurrently and throughout the year. So if you got rent in February from organization number 1, you go back to organization number 1 and get another round of rent now. If you got rent from organization number 1 yesterday, get rent from organization number 2 tomorrow or today. You can get 2 organizations to pay for your rent at the same time. Number 3, you keep on getting this rent and you get as far into the future as possible. And you do the same thing for mortgage assistance. All right, here's the way not to do it. Here's the way not to do it. Apply at one place, get a no, and stop. That's not how you do it. Or pick up the phone and call one place and get a no, and you stop. That's not how you do it. Also, putting one application on file and waiting and twiddling your thumbs for 2 months. That's not how you do it. Or saying, I got money in January. There's no more money on the third semester. That's not the way you do it. You must reach out to all 6. I detailed this more in my commentary later in this video. Stay with me. Here we go, utilities. The numbers have gone up a lot. Nancy, Mark, Angela. Art Sullivan, who's in the live chat, he got 3 items as well. So Nancy got 3. Angela got 3. This is utilities. Sorry, this is utilities. Utility numbers have gone up a lot. And now they're upwards of $15,000. Why so much increase? Because utilities have gone up. Consumer Price Index number released by Washington reveals that that the CPI, that the price of heating oil has gone up 49.1% year to date. Can you imagine? That's a huge increase. So Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000 for utilities. Get those utility numbers. And the thing about utilities is it exemplifies how you can do this. This is so simple. All you need is a pen, all you need is a paper, and a telephone. Pick up the phone and call. You do not need a computer. You do not need to be tech savvy. You know how to pick up the phone and call the water department? You can call the water department and ask for utility assistance because of COVID. All right, here are the multiple items, which I mistakenly said before. So Art Sullivan, he got 3 items. Nancy got 3 items. I still hit the wrong graphic. Lord, here we go. There's the 3 items right there. Here are the 3 items. Nancy got 3 items, and Nisi got 3 items, and also Mark got 2 items, but that was not sufficient. And I said to Mark, why did you get 2 items? Get the 3rd. And so Mark got the 3rd item, and he grew from that item, that number breakdown for 2 items to $30,000 for 2 items to $50,000 with 3 items. And what was the 3rd he got? SNAP. SNAP is a lot of money. How do you get SNAP? You get from the Department of Agriculture. Let's just show you what that money for SNAP is in a second. But let me just tell you the update on Mark. Mark is now at $100,000 because he continues to get money. So what is that SNAP that Mark got? It's this, and SNAP increases a lot. SNAP is money for food. You get from Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture. And Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Yes, that is $250,000 over 10 years. If you got a 3rd stimulus check, you qualify for SNAP. Department of Agriculture, get your food paid right now. Mark is not alone at getting $100,000. Countless viewers have gotten over $100,000. Here's Lorraine. She got $120,000. Now she was at 105, which brings us to our inspiration story, and that's Johnny. Johnny started a week with $0, and he and two other viewers did not know each other. By the middle of the week, got 3 items approved, 45,000. Good numbers. $45,000 on 3 days. Pretty good, I would say. But he did not stop there because he heard me say, do not stop ever. And he, by the weekend, got 7 items approved, 7 programs approved. So how many places did he call to get 7 items approved? Probably about 15. Because remember, you're not going to have a 100% success story on picking up the phone every time. You're going to get some no's. And so he had to have had like 4 or 5 no's. He got 15 items approved. How much money did he get? $80,000 in 5 days. $80,000. Notice the difference between Johnny and the example I used earlier about what you don't do. Johnny called 15 plus places and got 80,000 approved. Another person called one place, called the county, and they said no, and it just sort of stopped. That shows you how you do it and how you don't do it. The second part of Johnny's story I really love. The following Monday, he reached out to his family members and said, hey, I got $8,000 last week. Where? Oh, I'm from a YouTube channel, that guy, LA. Oh, the guy with the purple shirts, yeah. And they said, oh, where'd you get the money from? He said, third stimulus. They said, Johnny, there's no third stimulus money except a $1,400 stimulus check. If you got it in your hand or your bank account, your wallet, there's no other money in the third stimulus. How'd you get $8,000? He said, there is other money under third stimulus. They just don't cover in broadcast media. Really? And by the end of the week, those 2 family members went from non-believers to believers. They each got $50,000. That is why this channel and you and I and the community is changing things. Why? Because this money is available. And print broadcast media, cable channel, cable news channels, other YouTube channels don't cover what's under first, second, or third stimulus. They don't care to show you how to get the money, and they don't show you how to apply to get the money. What was important under first and second, first stimulus package was that there was that EID loan. It was $150,000. No one showed you how to get $150,000. I did. No one showed you how to get a $5,000 EID grant. They never talked about it. They never showed it. When we turned to second stimulus, it was the same situation. And now with third stimulus becoming third stimulus law since early this year, has any broadcast media, print media, or YouTube channel showed you how to get the money under third stimulus? No. They just focus on the check and they move on. And that's not how you do it. There is massive sums of money in this third stimulus for you to get. As we look to fourth stimulus, same situation. So get that pen and paper ready because we got more money under fourth stimulus. We're going to come back to this third stimulus in my commentary later. Let's turn back into fourth stimulus and go over these other sums of money you're going to get under fourth stimulus that amounts so far to about $15,000. We left off in the housing provision. The housing provision also has the money for the home repairs, low-income community. That's a grant. So you're going to apply for the grant and it's going to come to you. It's not law yet. And then for the weatherizing your home, that's all communities. That's like things to sustain tornado and fires. And then the first-time home purchases. This is likely money coming to you or to the seller during the escrow of the purchase of that new home. Wow. What are the other provisions this recon that are huge? There's $150 billion for in-home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Then we got the $550 check for the Pell Grant. Great. And then we got the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Problemo. Problemo. I see there's a big problem with this provision. Why? There's no cars that qualify. I mean, 3 cars. Come on. That's ridiculous. What's the issue here? First, there's no cars that qualify, or just not enough. The present provision provides it must be an electric car, U.S. auto manufacturer, U.S. labor, and made in U.S. territories. There's currently about only 3 cars that qualify for that. That's not going to cut it. The second provision I don't like is that it has to be on U.S. soils. This, I believe, is a trade violation of U.S. trade treaties with Mexico and Canada. What's at issue here? Here is the ridiculous example. If you want to buy the new Ford Mustang electric and you want to buy it, well, guess what? It's made by Ford. It's made by U.S. labor workers in a U.S. labor plant, but it doesn't qualify. Why? Because the plant is located in Mexico. Really? That's ridiculous. Now, how about if you want to buy the Cadillac Lyriq? It is also made by U.S. workers in a U.S. labor factory with U.S. labor rates. The only difference is it's made in Tennessee. It does qualify. That doesn't make sense. It's labor and it's labor workers and labor rates. And for a U.S. car, should qualify. So I think that we're going to have to modify this provision. They got $65 per child in this paid money when the child is not in school, which brings us to one of the best provisions of the recon, and that is the big discounting of your medications. Immediately out the door, 20 medications on Medicare will be slashed dramatically. The most expensive medication, which is Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D's, arthritis, cancer, diabetes. For example, diabetes insulins will drop from $1,000 to $35 overnight. What's at issue? 20 medications will undergo good faith negotiations for the first time in 2 decades with Big Pharma right out the board. And then it'll grow to 30 medications by 2028. They cannot increase more than the rate of inflation per year. And if they do, if Big Pharma tries to raise them more than the rate of inflation, there's a penalty provision. Penalty provision? So laughs Pat Toomey, the Republican senator. He says you cannot have a penalty provision in a recon. It violates the rules of the Senate. I think he's right. So that provision is going to be reviewed by the Senate parliamentarian as early as this week. Also being reviewed, the immigration reform provision. I think it's going out. She previously ruled that immigration cannot go by recon. Paid leave is a battleground as well. We don't know where that's going to land. So what's important to understand is you see this graphic. Wrong direction. You see this graphic. There we go. $15,000 of checks. It's undervaluing. There's a lot more than that in this recon. I'm just putting a very low number for you to start. We already know that everything from third stimulus is repeated. That's $45,000. Then we know that the senators are adding more checks on top of that. So we're probably going to see about $50,000, $60,000 of checks in this recon for you. What's at issue here? If you didn't catch what really went on in the last week is that the senators are adding a lot of stuff. The senators just said, hey, send it over to us, House. Just wrap it up and send it over to us. And the senator says, well, there's major gaps in this. And that is why it's the same senators who say there's major gaps are the same senators who say they want to give you an MSC. 3 different viewers calling 3 different senators last week, all being told that an MSC is going in there. And they were among these senators. It's the best bill since the 1960s, but has major gaps in it, says Bernie Sanders. Then Ron Wyden, Casey Coons, Warren, and also what's this guy's name? Murphy. I always forget his name. Murphy. All say expect some changes. So what's very important is that if you missed the videos over the weekend and you're just tuning in on this big day, what's important to understand is there's a lot of stuff going to be added to the Senate. So you want those stuff to be added to the Senate. And get that pen paper ready. Let's go over some of these checks elsewhere that are in this big recon that pays about $15,000 so far. They got universal pre-kindergarten in there. That's huge. This is for free for 1 more year. The earned income tax credit back end check 1 more year. The child tax credit 1 more year front end. Child care back end 1 more year. Home health care got it in there back end. They got in the hearing benefits, which is likely just a check in the mail to you. We went over the housing. We went over the Pell Grant, and we went over the $65 per month if you are an individual staying home from school. So what are the other provisions the senators would add in there? Bernie, in addition to his move to put MSC in there, represents he wants to put in there the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, the dental, and the vision. All right, so let's go over each of those right now. Lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. He wants it at 55. It's currently at 65. I don't see that happening. I think that's sort of expensive. I see 60, which is what Bob Casey wants to do, which is really great. Then Bernie wants to put in there dental. It's currently not in there. It has to be in there. It's ridiculous if it's not in there. Bernie went 10 years, full benefits. I don't think he can do that. It's too expensive. He wanted 3 years, full benefits. I think that he can do, and I think that works really well. The last place it was at was a check, $850 check to you. In the mail, a voucher check. I don't think that cuts it. That's not enough money per year because procedures are far more than $850. Then finally, vision. Bernie wants to do an eye exam and a pair of frames per year. Very simple. I said Costco, $50 eye exam. Pair of frames, very pretty store, $100 frames, you're done. Call it a day. $150 check, send it out per year. No. That caused so much controversy. How dare you say that, LALATE? Yesterday, the controversy heated up as one viewer said, you need a pair of frames for vision, for reading, and also for sunglasses. And another viewer said, that's ridiculous. These people are too greedy. Where are all these greedy viewers coming from? Sound like dramatics? Yes, they're getting their dramatic lines ready for the reunion episode of Frame Wars. Frame Wars is about to wrap up with exciting surprises across the board. But one thing we've seen is that people do not see eye to eye. They still don't see eye to eye. We started with viewers saying $450 frames because that's what my daughter buys us. I said that you're not going to get that from Medicare. Then we saw one viewer saying, I get about $1,000. I get charged about $1,000 per frame. Yeah, because because you just walk in with the cash falling out of your wallet, I guess. And then another viewer saying, I need 3 glasses a year, Bernie. Do reoccurring glasses per year. No, Bernie's not doing reoccurring that. He's doing reoccurring something else. So needless to say, I don't think we're ever going to see eye to eye on Frame Wars. And I've loved all your humor. If you have some more humor, whether it's true or false of where you think Frame Wars should be, send me those messages. But let's check in on the latest details of Frame Wars. And that, my friends, is Frame Wars. Wow. Meantime, the student loan debt forgiveness. You saw Art Sullivan tweeting about that or putting a post in the live chat about that. Absolutely. Student loan debt forgiveness is very important. And there's an offer on the table from the president. The Democrats should take it. It would not preclude them from asking for more money next year. What is the offer? $10,000 to start. And they could certainly come back next year and ask more. The president previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation, forgave student loan debts for people who went into public service, and then forgave student loan debts for people who went to work in the nonprofit sector after graduation. The Democrats should take the latest offer and come back and get some more next year. COLA benefits. Have you gotten the letter? Your benefits are going up 5.9% next year. Yes, this is you, but get ready for Vistimus because COLA doesn't cut it. 5.9% good, but your benefits have been left behind, undervalued, pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. So they want to raise your benefits up one big time. First, to start, this is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits. Then they want to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation, and they want to apply that new benchmark every December, starting December 2022. The inflation rate is going to be 3% approximately. So you would get a step up every year on top of the where you are. So that's 1, 2, 3 step ups first to start in the first 12 months. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? Become a member today to get that incredible newsletter. It goes out 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. It features the big money under first, second, and third stimulus. That big money that is available for you is detailed in the newsletter. If you watch the recording and took good notes, you have much of the details. But it's generally the members that do very well because they get that membership newsletter and they take it up another notch. The membership newsletter features the 6 places you reach out to for the rent. It features the nonprofits, 5 of them. It features the Treasury statement about the money going out. You want to read that before you apply. And it features all the big, incredible money in third stimulus so you know how to get it, which is so important across the board as we get ready for fourth stimulus. And it also is important as we go into my final commentary on this big noontime broadcast. So here we go across the board. The big issue as we go into noontime is the following, is that you have money available right now, and that money is available to pay your bills. So you want to get that money right now and not wait around. And I've been so excited of how well you have done in 7 days. These success stories show how people have really stepped up and gotten money. You have bills, and those bills are right now, and you need the bills paid. Third stimulus is available right now. It takes a pivot. It takes a mindset. It takes a focusing to say, but wait, I want fourth stimulus, but you also want bills paid. You want cash. So you want something that's happening in the future and you want something that pays bills right now. So get the bills paid right now, and it's third stimulus. When doing third stimulus and when doing fourth stimulus, there's an important message, which I don't think I've ever recorded until perhaps today. And that message is I've seen some people needing to seek self-validation somewhere else. What is a self-validation? It's a self-validation involves them saying, you know what, I want to hear someone else to say that. Why? Why do you need self-validation? Don't look for that across the board. When doing self-validation, it's important to understand that you need to look for the money that's available right now. And the money that's available right now is there for you to get. And if you see someone that says something like, I haven't heard that somewhere else, then don't look for that thing somewhere else. Grab what's available right now. The money is here. The money is available. The money is upon you. Go grab it. And join me next on the 1 o'clock Afternoons LA coming up right after this. And subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.